A record-setting aviation pioneer and adventurer, Amelia Earhart was a celebrity and advocate for women's equality in the early 1900s. Millie and Pidge were two unusual little girls. Growing up in the 1860s in Kansas, their mother let them run wild like the neighborhood boys, something that just wasn't done in those days. Millie and her sister became fearless tomboys, climbing trees, collecting bugs, and helping their uncle build a homemade, and very dangerous, wooden roller coaster. Full of self-confidence, Amelia, Millie's real name, grew up determined to do something great with her life. She just didn't know what it was going to be. One answer seemed to come during World War I, when Earhart visited her sister in Toronto and ended up volunteering as a nurse at a military hospital. Right after the war, a worldwide flu pandemic killed millions of people in 1918. Earhart kept nursing but got sick herself, and spent nearly a year recovering in the hospital. Then, something CLSE happened in Toronto that changed Amelia Earhart's life. She watched one of the first annual air shows at the famous Canadian National E.I. exhibition. The pilot of a biplane swooped down low and flew right over her head. From that moment, she was hooked on airplanes. Back home in Kansas, Earhart took her first airplane ride and announced that she was going to learn to fly. Working every job she could get, Amelia saved up the money for lessons and became only the 16th woman in the world to get her international flying license. Amelia Earhart became somewhat of a celebrity and set out to promote flying, especially for women. Her fame skyrocketed after she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, even though she was little more than a passenger. After that, Earhart started setting her own records. She became the first woman to fly across North America and back, set a new world altitude record, and became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. By this time, she was a major star, designing her own line of clothes, SSS, KNG celebrity appearances, and fame to promote flying as a form of transportation, and constantly worked for equality for women, not just in the air, but in all aspects of life. Writing books. Amelia Earhart was one of the most famous people in the world when she disappeared during her greatest adventure, flying around the world. Her fate is still a mystery.